Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Bree. This is Kaladin. He's joining us today. Today's video, we're going to be book shopping. The weekend before was the Indie book crawl, and you get a card to fill out as you go to every stop. And then they also did a bingo card this year. So I participated and I took a video of all the places I went. And then I want to talk to you also about what I got and just about the different bookstores. There's so many bookstores in Indy. I think this year there was 27 bookstores participating. And I would have gone to way more, but I got sick, so Sunday was out. But they ran Thursday through Sunday, and it was just so fun. There's so many people there. Everyone's excited about books and just chatting with each other and seeing all the things that places did, their own kind of takes on things, and had like some fun things going on with their stuff. I think this is now the second year they've done it. I did it last year, and it's just getting bigger and more exciting as people know more about it. So without further ado, let's just talk about all the bookstores I went to last weekend. So the first bookstore I went was the Curious Squirrel bookstore. I went on Thursday with some of my coworkers, and it's a really cute spot. It's in the north of Indy, and she's got a lot for kids. They do a lot of events. I know one of the events that they do is they have reading time for the kids, and they bring in dogs, and the kids can cuddle with the dogs, and I think that's just the most adorable thing. But they have a lot of diverse selection. They have some YA and some adult as well, and she's just very nice there, and they just have a really good atmosphere there. So that's the first bookstore I went. And to start, I got this bookmark called Endless TBR. Now, I did go back a little bit after the book crawl, so I wanted to include it here, but technically I did get this one after the book crawl, so just know that. But I just want to include it. So I got this. It says Endless TBR. I'm really into the like magnetic bookmarks. I just really like how they stay in your book. So I got one of those because you can never have enough. And then I got two books. First is The Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri. I this year read the Empire of Sand duology. I'm trying to remember if it has like a series name, but I really enjoyed it. I gave 5 stars to Empire of Sand, and then the next book, I'm forgetting its name, but you'll see it in my wrap up, I also read and really enjoyed. So I wanted to pick up the Jasmine Throne because this one I think is her more well-known series. It's a trilogy, and all I know is it's sapphic, and it's set in a desert kind of fantasy world. And it says, trapped by her despotic brother within the crumbling walls of an ancient temple, Princess Malini dreams of vengeance. Forced to disavow her birthright and her power because of her past, maidservant Priya dreams of freedom. In the world bested by wild magic and turbulent uprising, their destinies will become irrevocably tangled. Sorry, my cats are going crazy on this new carpet we got. And together they will set an empire ablaze. So I think that sounds really good, and I can't wait to get to it because I really liked Tasha Suri's writing in the past. And then when I went back, I got Air by Sabaa Tahir. This is a continuation of the world that was in An Ember in the Ashes, right over here, if you can see. I read that actually before BookTube, and it was a series I really, really loved. So when she came out with this, I knew I wanted to pick it up at some point. People were saying you didn't have to read the books before it came out. That was what was being said, but now it's very clear that this is like only a little bit after the events of that one, so you do want to read the 4 before getting into this one, which I have. So I'm very excited to get to this and just jump back into this world because I really loved the world that she made, and I'm excited to see like how it continues. I don't want to do a full reread, so I think I want to do like a refresher on what happened at the end of the last one. I do remember most of it, but just in case, and then I want to go into this. So very excited to have this on my shelves as well. then the next bookstore I went to was Black Dog Books, which is directly across the street from Curious Squirrel, and they sell a lot of like older used books, and she really like curates a whole selection. Like she really knows her history and picks out a lot of stuff. And they also had some like historical fiction on the tables and stuff. And we went in and I found Sherlock Holmes, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Now I don't think this is like a really old edition, but I thought that this was just such a pretty edition. And I really like Sherlock Holmes, so I wanted to get it. I'm trying to see what year maybe this was published in. Okay, yeah, it was only published in 2021, so it's not like a really old edition, but I just really liked it, and she had it for a good price. So I picked it up. I don't think it's got all of the stories of Sherlock Holmes, but I think it's just got the major ones. And I want to read it again. I've read a couple Sherlock Holmes stories, but I've never read the full thing in its entirety. So I would like to maybe get to this soon. And she's very nice there, and it was just a really cute store. And she named the store after her dog, and it's a really cute, cozy store. If you haven't given it a try, I would go to both of those because they are great. Hello. We are going to our third stop, and we're going to go to MacArthur Books, which is in Carmel, Indiana, and I am on my lunch break, so I'm going to run in, see what we can find. I really like this bookstore. They're very nice there, and they're just like a small kind of in this like neighborhood area with a lot of other shops, so I'm excited to go in, see what we can find. It looks like they might be a little busy, so we'll see how much vlogging I do in there, but I hope to find a book, and I'll let you know what I get once we come back out. On Friday, I only made it to one bookstore because I was working, and that was the MacArthur Books, and that is also in North Indy. And that one has a lot of like different book clubs. If you want a book club, they have like 4 or 5 now, different ones, all for different genres. And I was looking at what they were reading, and some of the stuff sounded really good. I would love to do the fantasy sci-fi one, but then I saw they were reading Three Body Problem, and I was intimidated because I've heard really good things about that, but I don't have a big science fiction-y brain to deal with that, I don't think. But they have a mystery one, they have a historical one, I want to say, and like a general fiction one. So they were really nice there. They have a lot of selection. I think if you're really into general fiction and historical fiction, those kind of things, they have the most of that. And then they also have a good romance section. They have a fantasy and horror section, but they're a little bit smaller, and same with their mystery section. So I really feel like it's catered to the people who really like general fiction, literary fiction, that kind of thing. But while I was there, I ended up picking up Midnight Rooms by Danya Coles. This is a horror, like gothic horror that I've heard about, and it sounded really good. It says, a mysterious suitor, a secluded manor, and a heroine's quest to uncover the mysteries hidden within its haunted walls. And it's set in England, 1840. And yeah, I just think it sounds so good. I had this on my radar when it was originally coming out, and I'm glad I finally picked it up because it's just one of those books that I think I'm really gonna like because I really like gothic, so I can't wait to give it a try. Hello, welcome to day 3 of the book crawl. We're about to go into our first bookstore of the day, and that's going to be Chapter Lounge in Noblesville, and I'm very excited. It's got like a bar situation in there too, so maybe it would have been better to go at night, but we are going to try it. It's opened at 10, so we're a little late, but we're going to go, and then we're going to go to another one up here, and then we're going to head downtown, go to a different ones. So let's just show you Chapter Lounge, and I will see you when we're at the next bookstore. next day, on Saturday, was the day we went to most of the bookstores. And I ended up going to the first place, which is called Chapter Lounge. And that one's on the northeast side of Indy. And that one's a newer one. I think they only opened within the last year. I don't even think they've hit their year yet. It's a really cool place. They've got kind of like a bar set up as well. So you can go and check out books and then also go to the bar. And I think in the morning they might do coffee. I wasn't 100% sure on that. They were really nice, really cool place to go and just be able to sit and read and enjoy. And while I was there, I ended up picking up Immortal by Sue Lin Tan. This is another book by Sue Lin Tan, who wrote the Celestial Kingdoms duology, which is Daughter of the Moon Goddess, that book. And I really liked both books in the duology. I gave, I think, 4 stars to both of them. Maybe 5 stars to the first one, 4 stars to the second. I can't remember at the top of my head right now, but I really enjoyed them. I think her lyrical writing is really for me, and the way that she crafts mythology. So this one, I don't know much about, but I knew I wanted to give it a try because I like that duology so much. So it's a standalone romantic fantasy filled with dangerous secrets, forbidden magic, and passion about a young ruler who fights to protect her kingdom. Cool, I'm in. I haven't heard many reviews on it yet. It just came out, I want to say, at the beginning of the year, so I'm interested to see what people think about it, but I can't wait to get to it because I'm a sucker for like a mythology story, especially mythologies from stories I haven't really heard of, or not quite a full retelling, but just a set in kind of a mythology-based world. I'm a sucker for, so can't wait to get to it.
We got time on our side. We're in a state of home. I need you on my fire. I want you to know that every time you're away, I long for you so much I can find my way. We got everything here, at least to stay alive, and the time that we share makes it all worthwhile.
The next bookstore we went to was also on the northeast side. It was about maybe 10 minutes from Chapter Lounge, and this one is called Turn the Page. This one I couldn't really find a book that I was interested in. They have a lot of like general fiction, historical fiction, and then they also had some romance and things like that, but they didn't have a ton of like fantasy, which was really what I was looking for at the time. But I did find a really cute bookmark, and they were really nice in there. It's like in a little house, and you walk in and it's all like on that first floor, and I thought it was a really cute location for a bookstore. But I got this bookmark from Savco, and it's another magnetic bookmark. It says, "Mentally, I'm at the bookstore." And I just thought it was so cute. I love a good magnetic bookmark. I know I already said that, but I just can never get enough of them. So yeah, it's so cute. I can't wait to use it because I always am mentally at the bookstore. So it's the perfect place for me.
Do you feel that we got something strong? And I saw you walking the line, and the truth may come as a surprise that with you I feel alive. You'll be the last one I think about. We got time on our side. We're in a state of hope. I need you.
So the next place we went to is called Indy Reads. It's downtown. They're actually an organization that works with literacy, especially I think adult literacy, if I remember correctly. And they have a bookstore that you can buy books from. There are a lot of used books. They have some new books, and the proceeds all go to funding the literacy program. And I thought that was really cool. They had a fun little setup where you were doing like March Madness, but what are they called? Like the brackets, but it was for different characters. So they had like Pooh Bear, or they had Dracula, or different people. Like, and you could put, if you donated, they gave you a little pebble, and you could put it in the cup for who you wanted to win. And I don't know who won. I will try to look that up maybe on their social media and see who won. But I voted for Pooh Bear, so if you're wondering where my vote went. But I ended up getting a book, and then I think I got this bookmark from there, but I already took it out of the packaging, and I can't remember where I got it, but my husband is telling me it was from this place, so I'm gonna believe him. And I also got a sticker, and I know the sticker is from there. So first we'll start with the sticker. I got this little one. I thought it was so cute. It was $1. It was also in like a stickers that were all like LGBT stickers, so I got it, and I'm very excited. And then I got this bookmark, which I think is just the prettiest bookmark. I love it so much. I saw it and I could not take it home, so I think it was from there. I'm pretty sure he's right on that. And then I got The River Has Roots by Amar El-Motar. She co-wrote the This Is How You Lose a Time War with Max Gladstone. I realize whenever I talk about that book, I always end up only saying one of the author names because I always forget because they put like the author name up here and here. So apologies if I do that. That's a little side tangent. But this is her first like standalone book. She's published a lot of like short stories and different things. But this one is a novella, and I know it has to do with the Fae. And it says it's a small town of Thistleford on the edge of Fairy. The mysterious Hawthorne family tends to the willow trees there. And it's saying that Esther rejects a forceful suitor in favor of a lover from the land of Fairy. Not only the sisters' bonds, but also their lives will be at risk. So I do like a sister story as well. And I love a novella. So I'm very excited to get to this. And I think it's a good way to like taste test her on her own, because I know I liked the writing in This Is How You Lose Time War, but it was both of their writings back and forth, so I'm very excited to see what she does with a standalone. And I can't wait, and also this cover is gorgeous.
I want you to know that every time you're away, I long for you so much I can find my way. And I saw you walking the line, and the truth may come as a surprise, that with you I feel alive. You will be the last one I think about.
Sorry if this looks a little different. My battery died as I was trying to talk about the last bookstore. But the last bookstore we went to was called the Whispering Shelf, and this was also downtown Indy. And I fear I went a little extra at this one. So this one was by far my favorite bookstore that we've been to. I love all the other ones, don't get me wrong, but this one just had such a big selection, and they were so nice there. And it had like garage doors that would roll up so you could sit outside, so they would roll it up and then you could walk outside right from where the books were. And I thought that was just such a cool place and idea. And I'm pretty sure they have a room in the back that I didn't go to that you could sit and like study and everything. And I really liked the vibe there. It was really great. I really liked the books they had available. That one really was a lot. It was so packed that I started looking around. My husband went in line, and then I got my books and met him in the line, and it was still a half an hour just to get checked out. And they were working so hard. Like, let me tell you, they were nonstop checking people out. It was just so much people there, like so many people. And that was so cool, because it was so cool to see like all the different stores we went to were all packed that day, and how many people showed up for this book crawl. So I was a little overwhelmed after we left that one because of how many people. So we didn't end up going to any other bookstores. So I was kind of like, I think this is the last one. So I kind of went a little hard, and I liked their book selection. So anyway, let me get into what books I got. So I literally saw this as I like came right in the door. I saw it on the shelf. It was spacing out, and I beelined it for there. So this is They Can't Kill Us Until They Kill Us by Hanif Abdurrahib, and I read it, A Little Devil in America, in January and really loved it. And I read this one last month in February, and I didn't have a physical copy. Actually, I read that this month in March, so you're actually going to see it in this month's wrap up. And spoiler, I loved it, so I picked it up so I could have a copy for myself so I could have a copy for myself, because I love his writing, and this one was his like first book that he ever wrote, and it's a collection of essays that he wrote and he put together, so highly recommend. And then I saw Foul Days by Genova Demova, and this is I think a debut fantasy, and it's called The Witcher meets Naomi Novik, and this fast-paced fantasy rooted in Slavic folklore. And while I haven't read The Witcher or watched the TV show, and Naomi Novik doesn't really work for me, I read the synopsis of this and I think it's something I could really enjoy. It's about like a woman whose ex is really deadly and she lost her magic and she's trying to get it back before everything falls apart. But the only way to get it back is to go navigate this really treacherous area, and she doesn't have her powers, so it's even more dangerous. And then it says she has to work with a aloof detective or something like that, and she's only got 12 days to stop the monsters and get out of this, and it just sounds really good. And I've heard really good things from people who have talked about it, so I do think it could be for me, and I'm hoping it doesn't look like from what I like. I kind of sometimes open the books and read a bit of the writing. It doesn't feel like Naomi Novik's writing, because I like Naomi Novik's stories, but her writing is a little too lyrical and vague for me, and I think this is not going to be that way as much. So I'm excited to give it a try. And then I got a horror thriller. I think it's been categorized either way, so I'm not sure. And I meant to read this when the Literally Dead book club read it, but I never got to it, and so I'm excited to get to it now. It's called Sisters of the Lost Nation by Nick Medina. This is a story about a woman who is looking into the missing women that have gone missing from a reservation, and I think it's talking a lot about missing and indigenous women. And I believe the main character's sister is who's gone missing this time, and so I really like when we have like a missing person and someone searching for them. I think those kind of thrillers work really well for me rather than just like a murder. Sometimes I think a missing person works better for me. So I got that and I can't wait to get to it. So there you go. There are all the books I got from the Indie Book Crawl. If you're in the Indy area next year, I think they're probably going to do it again because it was such a hit. I highly suggest you check it out because it's a great way to see and support other local bookstores, and just find what's in your area, because I found so many cool bookstores that I will be going back to, and I just had a great time, and it's such great energy. I can't stress that enough. So many bookish people just being so happy to be around books and doing this. So I had a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you made it to the end, maybe leave a book stack emoji down below for indie bookstores. And thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.